Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Mid-South Wrestling Review Series for um, the 12th of March, 1983. The Iron Sheik and Mr. Wrestling 2 in Houston. A big deal here. Wrestling 2 fires back at Sheik. Sheik with the brawling style. I don't know that Sheik stays very long. I don't think he does. I don't remember him being here very long. And again, to put this in context, he's literally months away from winning the World Championship, about 9 months away in the WWF, so he's not here terribly long. Anyway, Wrestling 2 nails him with a couple of shots, tries to get a O'Connor roll-up, but Sheik blocks it, and actually does a bit of a somersault, I guess what you'd call a senton-type attempted splash, Irish whip, and big knee lift by Wrestling 2, who manages to get a pinfall over the future WWF champion at the time. And again, a win there. Watts hypes the Black Ninja and Ron Ellis. Black Ninja, of course, Kendo Nagasaki comes out with the kendo stick, hits a bunch of punches, kicks, chops, and knockout blows. Basically uses martial arts looking maneuvers and a fireman's carry takeover, among other maneuvers. Nagasaki does not want to take any major losses. And again, there we go. As far as that is concerned, he gets a victory in pretty quick order. Duggan talks about, on commentary, kind of talks about not being happy with the fact that Akbar has aligned with DiBiase. That becomes kind of a major thing over the next several weeks, so stay tuned for that. But Duggan basically says he's not happy with anything that's going on there. Duggan also in a match. Up next, I believe Chavo Guerrero is the opponent of the day, and Duggan, certainly an animated guy, talks about not liking Akbar before entering the match just because of the tie-in with oil and all of that. And remember, 1983, wrestling was allowed to be more political than it is now. We go to a match in progress with Chavo, and Chavo fires back on Duggan pretty hard, pretty good, and match doesn't really get exactly where everybody wants it to go. Duggan, though, dissatisfied with a lot of things. And then we go into another clipped match with Duggan complaining also about issues with Tony Atlas. And Atlas and he go to the mat a bit. That match also joined in progress. Interesting that sometimes matches are joined in progress simply because maybe the full match doesn't exist, or maybe they just want to highlight things and not give finishes. But arm wrestling on the mat, and Atlas shows continued power. We will be back in just a minute, as my phone is reminding me. Anyway, so we go forward, and Duggan and Atlas still hadn't really settled their feud. Atlas comes up, and they basically do a brawl. Atlas, with some double punches and the like, and ultimately leading to Atlas taking over a bit, with more towards the brawler side. We then see Duggan go to the outside. Some interference from the Rat Pack. They're kind of there. Duggan Bourne comes back in from behind. Again, they've kind of had some miscommunications as of late in the Rat Pack, and it does show itself here. Atlas brings DiBiase in, among other things, and kind of goes with him there. The ref goes down. Duggan hits the big spear, gets a victory, thanks to the help of his Rat Pack friends. And again, we're kind of seeing just some changes, I guess you'd say, in the area, and some shifts ever so slowly. I believe North American Championship on the line for DiBiase. Ted DiBiase having that championship, and Matt Bourne along with him Actually, they're still tag team champions or return to tag team champions. Mr. Wrestling 2 and Tiger Conway Jr. The adversaries for today. DiBiase running all over the place and bumping and feeding for Conway Jr. Wrestling 2 up, and Conway Jr. feeds for a suplex there. The match continues. Bit of a brawl. And Bourne comes up, gets some, height on a, well, not height, but leverage with the leapfrog for a minute. Roll around, and then Bourne manages to tag DiBiase. DiBiase comes in and again bumps around for the benefit, I guess you'd say, of Conway. And then again, back to the arm drags and the like. Short knees by Wrestling 2 as he comes in. DiBiase hanging upside down from one of the knees. Really cool stuff there, as you kind of see moves mattering more than they do today by far. Ping pong ball. DiBiase bounces back and forth. Conway Jr. in, almost looks like he and Wrestling 2 have a pretty good shot at winning the tag team championships, which at the time tag team championships meant something. Certainly they don't mean anything today in most brands, and I'm sorry if you think the Bucks are a good tag team. Wow. Guys like Bourne and DiBiase and even Wrestling 2 here in the various partners he's had, much more a team than two guys who just do a bunch of spots than the Bucks will ever be. Anyway, DiBiase and Bourne cut the ring off, and then Tiger Conway Jr. Sends DiBiase backing into the corner for a few minutes. Irish whips by Conway Jr. Jr. hits the shoulder, and away we go. Bourne comes in, tries to take over again, and hot tag to Wrestling 2. Wrestling 2 bumps DiBiase around for a few minutes, snapmares, and the likelihood of that. DiBiase comes in with a flying clothesline type tackle, and Bourne comes in again. Bourne and DiBiase have been on and off tag team champions for quite a bit. Double clash together, both men, and DiBiase comes in and gets a momentary victory for his team. And obviously, the champions coming together, pretty big deal. But there is the run-in as the referee gets knocked out. Chair is used, or it looked like there was a victory. Chair is used by the baby faces, and we actually do have temporary new tag team champions. As we move forward, obviously this is not going to make DiBiase and company happy, but they are, continuation of the challenge as it relates to the damaged masks for Wrestling 2. He has not found out who has been sending him bloody masks or anything like that, but we go to a locker room area thing where a briefcase containing masks and other mockeries is held by Mr. Olympia. Olympia brawls around with Wrestling 2 in an arena format, and we find out that after all these months, Mr. Olympia is the one that's been causing trouble for Wrestling 2. So the Battle of the Masked Men will commence eventually. Marty Lundy and Mr. Olympia going to wrestle now. Olympia gets a suplex and pretty well powers him over. And he is more aggressive. So we've now got Mr. Olympia as a heel. He's not here very long, but he's here to kind of, I assume, blow off the program. Olympia basically says that he had to take 90 days off after losing a loser leaves the territory match, and he's not happy about it. The same rules don't apply to other people, and so he is, that is the reason behind his turn, because people get favoritism, and he finds Wrestling 2 to get favoritism, and etc. and so forth. So and he did beat Marty Lundy with a sleeper. Kelly Kiniski and Ron Kessler versus Art Cruz and Tim Horner. Really basic match to close off the program. Nothing, major there, but we kind of see at this point. Um, at this point, Olympia is denying being responsible for the wonder of it all. Horner works the arm of his adversary, in this case Kiniski, for the first few minutes, tags off to his partner, and they continue working the arm of Kiniski for the next couple of minutes before finally going to the end of the program without a winner, because, well, that's how Mid-South does things to make wrestling look more real. We'll be back with more action right after this.